Hi everyone, and a very good evening to you. Here we are again with our program Real Talk from Woman to Woman. Today we are finalizing the story of Mordecai, Esther, and the Jews. We are finalizing with the book of Esther, chapter 10. Now we have been speaking about God sees. In fact, the whole series is about God sees. And we have seen how a person can go through very difficult moments and even think that they are alone, that God has forsaken them, God forgot about them, but we yet can see that God sees. And in the right time, in the right moment, he acts. Okay? When there is someone manifesting their revolt, their faith in God, he is not forgotten. So I don't know if you are going through problems, difficult problems, and for you may seem that you are all alone. God has abandoned you. You think that God has abandoned you. You think that people have left you as well. You feel alone. Know this. Look around you right now. Look. Who do you see around you? Maybe you are amongst people, but you feel like they don't notice you. Or maybe you look around and as a matter of fact, you are alone. Physically alone. You were left alone. But know this, God is right there with you. Do you believe that? Even if you don't believe, it doesn't change the scriptures. Okay? So all you have to do is to hold on to that and allow, instead of you complaining, moaning about your problems like the people, the Jews, they did. Remember, in the very beginning when we start God Sees series, the Jews, when they heard about the decree, they all start crying, moaning, and felt hopeless. But Mordecai, what did he do? He knew the promise of God. He knew God, who God was. So he appealed to the one that could help. He was not there indulging himself in self-pity. You know what I mean? He was not there like complaining, crying, weeping. He just took an action of faith, knowing that God's justice never fails. And Esther was a very spiritual woman, that she appealed to faith and not to her beauty, right? And then how could God not deliver them? How? How could the wicked overcome the just if they live in justice? They are just towards God and they use their faith in Him, knowing until the last minute that God was going to provide a way out. Right? So it's impossible for God not to work. So we are going to finalize the story today, and let's read here in the book of Esther, chapter 10. Actually, it's only a few verses, and reminding you, if you have not watched the previous chapters or the previous episodes about God Sees, the series, then you can go to our YouTube page, UCKG Hong Kong. You can check there the playlist God Sees and watch from the very beginning. Don't miss one single episode, because I'm sure it will be very beneficial to you. Okay, as you are there, if you want, you can subscribe. You can even press the bell button, which means the notification. So every time we go live, you may be able to watch the program live. Okay, let's go here. Mordecai's advancement. And King Ahasuerus imposed tribute on the land and on the islands of the sea. Now all the acts of his power and his might, and the account of the greatness of Mordecai, to which the king advanced him, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Media and Persia? So imagine, Chronicles, like we spoke before, is the history, right? So look at that. Mordecai, a man that was just a public servant of the king, okay? He was, because he trusted in God and he didn't do justice with his own hands, God promoted him, touched the king, and promoted him, imagine, as a vice president. That's exactly what happened to Mordecai. Imagine there in your country a public servant and suddenly becomes the vice president. That's exactly what happened with Mordecai. But all because Mordecai, Esther, and eventually the Jews, they trusted the Lord. Okay, let's continue. Verse 3. For Mordecai the Jew was second to King Ahasuerus, and was great among the Jews, and well received by the multitude of his brethren, seeking the good of his people, and seeking peace to all countrymen. And this is the end. Look, what was the purpose of Mordecai? Again, Mordecai was not only thinking about himself. Mordecai was a person that he thought of everyone's benefit, everyone's good. So he went through an injustice. So now God saw him through, brought him through that injustice. But now he didn't look at his personal life and start to enrich himself, indulge his prime minister life. No, he wasn't like that. He was a man that he had the focus on the people, and that's why he was well received among the Jews and also the multitude, the brethren. When you have these interests at heart, maybe in the beginning you go through hardship like Mordecai, Esther also did, the Jews did. But as you continue faithful to God, even those who are against you, for example, maybe you are fighting for your family and your family is against your faith, they even, because you learn to say no to your family, to your family demands. In the beginning they don't understand, but as you are a reference to them and you show them, listen, why don't you suggest, instead of allowing them to keep dependent on you, you teach them to be independent. When you do that, in due time, they will look and they will receive you, they will acknowledge you. But for them to get to that point, you have to allow God to work. You cannot be a person's pleaser, people's pleaser, a family pleaser. You have to be a God pleaser. You know what I mean? And when you can, you always have to be seeking the good of his people and speaking peace to all his countrymen. You know, instead of you focusing in your problem, instead of you making your problem that is maybe even is a great problem, a big problem, but don't make it greater than already it is. You know what I mean? you know what you have to do? You have to turn your eyes from the problem. You have to focus on Jesus and go out and help other people. When you do that, you know what's going to happen? God is going to use someone to reach out to your family where they are. Maybe they will not listen, but God will send people, angels, to reach out to your loved ones. But your trust has to be totally in God, reminding you that this story is not a story about revenge. Okay? Sometimes people confuse revenge with justice. Mordecai never wanted to hurt anyone. Mordecai, the intention was not to go and annihilate and kill everyone that hated the Jews. No, but that was the command. The commandment was so that they would protect themselves. So don't allow the past or bad attitudes of people, wrong attitude of people, people that fight against you. Don't allow this to sit in your heart, for you to dwell inside of you. Get rid of all bad feelings. Go to the feet of the Lord Jesus. Kneel down at his feet and say, Lord, I don't want to have a heart that is heavy, that has grudges, that has bad feelings towards anyone. Clean my heart, purify me. I want to be an instrument to reach out to them. Just like many people that were converted to Jews because of the example and the fear of Mordecai. Do you remember? So that's what you have to do. What is the cause you are fighting for? Very well, bring it to the court of God. But as for your heart, have it clean. Otherwise, if it is not clean, you are committing a great injustice towards God as well. And if you are living in injustice, how can God judge your case? How can God justify you? That's what I want you to remember. Okay? That's all for today. May God bless you. Stay strong. And tomorrow we will come back with another real talk. And let's see what God has in store. Okay? God bless you, reminding you that soon we are going to have our prayer of agreement at 10 p.m. So stay tuned. Connect with us in agreement. Okay? That's all for today. May God bless you, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye now. Has this program been of help for you? Feel free to share with someone who also will benefit from watching it. You feel free to press the share button, and if you want, you can like it and leave your comments below. God bless.